All right, welcome to The Explainer. If you've ever worked in networking, whether you're a sysadmin, a security pro, or an ethical hacker, you felt that pain of a slow Nmap scan. So today, we're going to fix that. Let's dive right in and figure out how to make those scans fly. You know the feeling, right? You kick off a scan, you wait, you go get a coffee, you come back, and it's still running. You start to wonder if you'll see the results this decade. It's a universal pain, and that's exactly what we're tackling today. So what is the deal? What's happening behind that blinking cursor that makes this incredibly powerful tool feel like it's crawling at a snail's pace sometimes? Well, the answer is surprisingly simple. You're just asking it to do way too much. See, by default, Nmap is trying to be super helpful. It's being incredibly thorough, and that means it's doing a ton of extra work you probably don't even need. The secret here isn't a faster computer. It's giving Nmap better, smarter instructions. And that brings us to the core idea. The real secret to making Nmap faster, less is actually more. It's about being surgical. You're telling it exactly what to do so it knows what it can safely ignore. Okay, so let's give this a name. We're talking about optimized scanning. Now, this isn't about being reckless or cutting corners. Not at all. It's about being deliberate. It's about being the boss and telling Nmap precisely what to do, and maybe even more importantly, what not to do. Here's a great way to think about it. A default scan? That's like a detective deciding to interview every single person in a massive city for a crime. I mean, sure, it's thorough, but it's going to take forever. An optimized scan, though, that's the smart detective who goes straight to the handful of key suspects. That's what we want to be, the efficient detective. All right, theory's great, but let's get practical. Let's build your Nmap speed toolkit. We're talking about the specific command line flags that are going to take you from someone who just runs Nmap to someone who truly commands it. So here they are, our 5 key tools. Each one of these flags tackles a specific bottleneck, a different reason your scans are slow. Let's break them down and see how they work. First up, we have timing templates. Think of this as the gas pedal for Nmap. You've got options from T0, which is super slow, all the way up to T5. Now, -T4, or aggressive, is really the sweet spot. It's way faster than the default, but it's still pretty reliable. Then you have -T5, insane. And yeah, it's the fastest, but you're rolling the dice. You could miss ports, get detected, or just flood the network. So for real-world use, start with T4. It's your best. Okay, tool number 2 is all about focusing your scan. By default, Nmap checks the top 1,000 most common ports. But do you really need all of those? What if you only care about, say, web traffic or a database? This is where the -P flag is a lifesaver. You can tell it to scan a specific range, like 20 to 100, or just a few specific ports. This one change, this alone, can slash your scan time like you wouldn't believe. All right, our third tool is so simple, but it's brilliant. Here's what happens by default. Every time Nmap finds a live IP address, it asks a DNS server, hey, what's the host name for this IP? And that little back and forth, it adds up a lot. The -N flag just tells Nmap, hey, don't bother with that. And you'd be shocked at how much time this saves. Tool number 4 is a real pro move. It targets the very first step Nmap takes, host discovery. See, normally, Nmap sends a quick ping to a target to see, hey, are you even online, before it bothers with a full port scan. But what if you already know the host is up? Or what if the host is blocking pings? That's when you use -PN. It tells Nmap, trust me, it's there. Just skip the ping and get straight to scanning. This can be a total game changer. Okay, we've collected all the pieces for our toolkit. Now for the really cool part. Let's put it all together and build one single, super fast, optimized command. So here's how we build it, step by step. First, we choose our weapon, -SS. That's the SYN scan, often called the stealth scan. It's faster because it doesn't do the full 3-way handshake. Next, we engage hyperdrive with -T4, our aggressive timing template. Then we narrow our focus, -P, and let's just say ports 20 to 100. After that, we cut the chatter, no DNS lookups, so we add -N. And finally, we assume the target is there with -PN. See? Every single flag has a job to do. And voila, Here's what you get. This command is a completely different beast from just typing Nmap and an IP address. It is focused, it's fast, and it's built for pure efficiency. This is what optimized scanning looks like in the real world.
So as we're wrapping this up, I want you to remember something. This isn't just about learning a few flags or tricks. It's really about changing how you think about scanning. It's about moving from just running a tool to being deliberate and scanning with a real purpose.
And hey, you don't have to take my word for it. The source material for this explainer calls these techniques essential. This is what separates a beginner from a pro, someone who really understands their tools and knows how to balance speed with accuracy. It's the classic case of working smarter, not just harder. You know, we've talked a lot about going faster today, but speed is only part of the equation. The real goal is to be more effective. So I'll leave you with this final thought. You now know how to scan faster. The real question is, how are you going to use that to scan smarter? Thanks for joining me.